So, hello there everyone and welcome, it is Niran here, and today it is time for me to bring you yet another one of these FIFA 18 or just FIFA generally related videos about English Wonderkids that never hit their potential. About a week ago I did one of these and you guys wanted me to do a second one in the comments section with the players that I missed out, or players from more recent FIFAs than the ones I was talking about in that video. I was sort of covering FIFA 07, FIFA 08, whereas this time I'm going to be covering FIFA 09 all the way to FIFA 13's English Wonderkids, and the ones that got away, the ones that really should have been so much more in their careers, had the potential, had the ability, but either had bad luck when it came to injuries or potentially the wrong mindset or just simply faded away. If you're going to enjoy the video, then make sure to slap a like on it and of course subscribe if you are new to the channel, and if there are any more possible English Wonderkids out there, then drop them down in the comment section below. Other than that, if there's any other leagues or nationalities you want me to touch upon, then make sure to drop them down below as well. But the first player in this video is the one with the most potential, and he's the one, actually, he's the only other player to really get above 90 potential, I think, as far as English players are concerned, in history, a failed Wonderkids. And this is Jose Baxter from Everton, who in the middle of FIFA 09, sorry, had 92 potential whilst playing for Everton. 92. He's not even in FIFA anymore. I think it was some drug-related incident that meant he was stripped away from FIFA, or either that or he was just released by his club for that reason, and hence he's not in FIFA. The highest rating he ever had was way back on FIFA 10, the first version of Ultimate Team, and he was 75 rated back then. That's the only time he has ever been a gold rated card. What could have been for a guy who seemingly had the world at his feet, or at least according to EA back in 2009, with a potential like 92. Very, very few people in FIFA history get a potential that good. Clearly EA saw something in him, but that never really materialized. Your second player is perhaps the best one in this, in terms of like the actual difference, the contrast between what was predicted and what ended up happening. Mehdi Alito, who did actually in fairness play for England at youth level whilst playing for Colchester as a young winger, had 88 potential on FIFA 09 as well. His best rating ever though, 62 on FIFA 17 whilst playing for Cambridge United. But 88 potential for this guy, only ever got a high of 62. He's never even been a silver card on Ultimate Team. He has been a pretty decent League 2 player across his career, sorry. But apparently, according to EA, he could have been one of the best England players we've seen ever. Mika Richards is the third player in this video. This is a slightly more harsh one, because in terms of his best overall ever, he actually was only 6 away from his best potential ever. The potential predicted for him, I think back on FIFA 10 or FIFA 11, was 87 whilst he was still a youngster playing for Manchester City, and his highest overall, in fairness, was on FIFA 10, where he had a rating of 81. However, you've got to take this with a pinch of salt. Obviously, ratings on FIFA 10 were a lot more generous than they are now. Realistically, if he'd have been the same player as he was then, now, that probably would have only been maybe 76 or 77 in terms of a rating. In reality, he never came close really to that potential. He did show flashes of the potential, but I don't feel like, you know, at the age where he should have been hitting his peak, he was ever really close to that. So in my opinion, he's someone who could have been a lot better when you look at the potential that EA gave to him. 87, as I mentioned, his best rating though, only 81 on FIFA 10. Your fourth player is another classic in terms of contrasting here. This is Mike Jones, who was astonishing 47 overall back on FIFA 07, yet still had a potential of 90 whilst playing for Tranmere. That's what, a growth of 43 ratings points, is it? How does that actually happen? How can you physically grow by 43 overall in a career mode save? Surely that's physically impossible even with training now. So this guy was defying all the odds even back then, even with the potential that EA gave to him. Unfortunately, in comparison, his best rating was only ever 67. That was last year's FIFA. FIFA 17 was where he acquired his best ever overall. He was a silver card on Ultimate Team, but a pretty drastic difference from the 90 that was predicted for him all the way back on FIFA 07. Now, the fifth player, in my opinion, is a pretty harsh one, but he appeared pretty much the most in the comment section last time, so I guess I've got to leave him in the video. And this is Jack Wilshere, who in fairness, I will agree, has never really hit the heights that were predicted for him when he first burst onto the scene for Arsenal and that loan spell for Bolton, where he genuinely looked like he could have been one of the best England players for a very, very long time. Obviously, being massively injury prone, his ankles, his knees haven't really helped him too much at all during the course of his career so far, but I do feel like if he can get a decent consistently long period of good health, he can actually improve to a pretty decent level, maybe to where he'd be probably 84 or 85 in a sort of ultimate team. I haven't really given up completely on Jack Wilshere is what I'm trying to say, but he did have a potential of 90 back on FIFA 11 and 12, I think it was, but his best overall only was 82. That was on both FIFA 14 whilst playing for Arsenal and FIFA 17 whilst he was on loan at Bournemouth. So again, only 8 overall points away. I feel like he can get better as a player, but the injury proneness of his career has really hurt him. On to player number 6 now. We go to a different area of North London in terms of the origins of this player, and this is John Bostock, who, although he burst onto the scene in terms of being just a promising player at Crystal Palace, got his first break whilst playing for Tottenham Hotspur. I say his first break, I mean that as in he signed for them in a decently big money move. He never really got a chance in terms of playing time there. Maybe if he was playing for Spurs under Maurizio Pochettino, he would have got that chance. It never happened, unfortunately. I think under Harry Redknapp, he was sold off. He ended up going to Belgium, then returned back onto FIFA with RC Lens in France, and then since then has moved to Turkey. So he's been all around the world, in fairness, or around Europe at least, in terms of playing for different clubs, which is always nice to see for an English player, but his best overall was only 74. That's 13 points away from the 87 potential predicted for him back in the day. That 74 rating came on FIFA 10, so he's never been a gold card, let alone getting to the 87 overall that was predicted for him, I think, back on FIFA 10. After that, Kieran Gibbs, 88 potential was his highest back on FIFA 10/11 whilst he was playing for Arsenal. He's recently moved obviously to West Brom. His highest rating ever was 80 overall. That came on both FIFA 16 and FIFA 17, but again, a fullback who never really fulfilled his potential whatsoever. Was the first team player at Arsenal in terms of being a left back for a while, but has since been overtaken by Nacho Monreal. Obviously, Sead Kolasinac came in and there was absolutely no space for Kieran Gibbs. Ended up getting sold to West Brom. Hasn't obviously had a very good season there. West Brom bottom of the table. It just really hasn't worked out for Kieran. Didn't really get that many caps as an England player, I don't believe. During that sort of 2014, 2015 phase, he did actually get some game time for England, but yeah, just again, another player that really didn't reach their potential. But another big one after that is another Everton-based player. We've seen Vaughan, we've seen Baxter, now it is time for Jack Rodwell. What on earth happened to this kid? Since he went to Manchester City, it's just gone downhill. I think there's a record now where he hasn't actually won a game for 23 matches whilst at Sunderland, or Sunderland have never played a game where he's played and they've won, or something absolutely ridiculous. He had a potential of 86 whilst playing for Everton. That was way back in like FIFA 13, FIFA 14 time, and he also got his best overall during that period too of 77 on Ultimate Team, but a massive letdown in terms of talent, but he had his peak way too early. He really could have been something very special. On to penultimate player, and this is definitely more of a attitude issue as opposed to injury or bad luck. Ravel Morrison, who came through the United Youth Academy, then joined West Ham, has had spells at QPR, Lazio, now plays in the Mexican League for Atlas. He had a potential of only 84, which actually surprises me. With the amount of hype that was around with Ravel Morrison, I would have thought he would have had a potential of like 87 or 88 at some point, sort of maybe during the FIFA 14, FIFA 15 area, but it never really happened. Even EA were like, nah, not really sure about his temperament, and they were right in that case. 77 is his highest overall ever, but he honestly could have been so much better. It is unbelievable, but he just never really had the mentality to be a professional footballer, realistically, and just natural talent has got him this far. His best overall was 77, that was on FIFA 17. His best potential came on FIFA 14 and FIFA 15, but yeah, again, Ravel Morrison, frustrating this one, because you know, if he'd have just tried, he could have actually been an extremely good player. And the final one is Connor Wickham, who came through the Ipswich Town Youth Academy, joined Sunderland. He had a potential of 85 when he first joined the Black Cats, but again, a player who just never really reached the heights that were predicted for him. And he did look so good whilst playing in the Championship, but that move to the Premier League never really fulfilled or never really became too fruitful for him, really. A lot of time spent on the bench didn't help, although he did have that one season where he just almost single-handedly kept Sunderland in the league. Since then, it's not really happened for him. He's joined Crystal Palace, doesn't get much game time. His best overall on FIFA was only 74. That was back on FIFA 17. He's only 72 now. Unbelievable to think that he's never even been been a gold card in Ultimate Team. But that is your 10 more English Wonderkids that never fulfilled their potential. Some sad stories, some unlucky stories, but also some stories of players who just didn't simply want it enough. That is going to be it though from me for this video. Once again, if you've got any more players that you think were failed Wonderkids in that sense, drop them down in the comment section below. But if you enjoyed this video, make sure to slap a like on it, subscribe if you're new to the channel, and comment about enjoying the video if you enjoyed it that much. It has been a pleasure ranting at you guys today though. Have a great day, enjoy yourselves, and goodbye.